how different it is from an Apple Watch, because Apple Watch is also a device. It's on my body. It collects data, it detects my motion, and it is integrated with the cloud. On there is a mobile or a fitness app. So how is it different from Apple Watch?
Yes, so Apple Watch is actually a very advanced machine.
Okay.
It does a lot of technical. It has a lot of features which we don't require from our sensors. And because we don't need them, we can make the sensors much lighter, much more cost effective, so that a lot of people can afford it. And the technology is something that, it's different from Apple. The functionality is different. Apple Watch can do the same things, but it can do many more things. And like I said, we might need 3 or 4 sensors on a human body. So a person cannot do that with one single Apple Watch.
Even for cricket, do we need a sensor on the bat?
No, it's not on the bat as such, but we can wrap it around the handle or top of the handle at some place, or maybe at the behind of the bat. It doesn't need to be on the main front surface.
Understood. Yeah, of course, because it will definitely get damaged by the ball. So even the back side of the bat, won't it increase the weight, or is it a very minimal chip?
It's a very small. The size of the sensor is, each sensor is around 2 centimeter cross 4 centimeter in length and breadth, and 1.5 to 2 centimeter in height. And it is less than 10 grams each sensor.
Okay.
So it's very light. So in a cricket bat, people won't even feel that it is there.
Okay. What changes have it brought? This device, any use case? Yeah.
Yes. So there are 2 or 3. We have like a pool of 25 test users and more than 12 coaches we have been testing with. So there are quite a few use cases. For the coaches side, their advantage is that the coaches can enhance the quality of coaching that they impart right now. The time to discovery of their students, strengths and weaknesses reduce much more, and now the students, athletes can get playing faster. So less time on the theory and more on the field and playing more. So this enables the athlete, our product also enables the coaches to train more than one student at a time, hence increasing their revenue. And with our product, you can also say that they require less number of coaches to train a certain set of students.
Were you ever always wanted to do something in sports tech or just tech in general? Like, what is your motivation to start Wicked Technology?
So I've since childhood, I've been very fascinated with technology and innovation, and I've been making various innovative models since school at CBSE levels and everything. So I've always wanted to do something, create some technical product which helps millions of people, makes them their task easier. I've always wanted to be in tech. Sports tech just happened because I saw this is a segment which is lacking currently, because you see everything else, finance, education, health, or even entertainment, everything has so much tech into it now. Everything is fingertips. But sports, we still go with a conventional way. You have to go to the facility where the coach is. 20, 30 years back, we were going about it the same way. And today, largely also, we are going about the same way. So there's no innovation because there's no tech in it. So this segment is changing now. And I see this is a market which really needs something like this. And I saw it as a good opportunity to solve a good problem. And because we were also facing the same problem. So we are building for ourselves as well as people like us.
Organizations' motivation. How do they see the competition?
So this is true. At the highest level of competing of these levels like Olympics and other such events, at such events, technology does play a major role in how athlete is trained and how their performance is out there. Unfortunately, India does not have a lot of sports tech. US especially has a lot of technology. Even China is using now. They have a lot of technology at their disposal. They use it in their training. They improve everything. Like, in cricket, how it's done. How a bowler is suddenly, he's bowling 125 km/h ball, and then he goes into training at NCA in Bangalore, and then suddenly comes out, he's bowling 135, 140 km/h. So this is all through technology. They monitor their motion, what they're doing, how can they make it. So this is all technology play which the athletes and the coaches use to get a better understanding of the mechanics and how to improve.
If I have a device which can capture motion sensor is a competitor, right? In a way. So how is this
So first is there are a few companies which do the motion capture devices right now.
Okay.
They are very expensive. One sensor starts at around 2.5 to 3 lakhs. each sensor, and you need to have those like those ball checking tests they do in cricket. They put a suit and so many sensors. That tech is there, which is very expensive. Thus, you need the green room setup and everything. It is very expensive. How do you make that technology affordable to everybody? So that is what you're doing.
Hey, hi, Ankit.
Hi Saravana, how are you?
Yeah, nice to meet you.
Yeah, thank you for having me over.
Okay, great. Yes, Ankit, a quick story about yourself, like how you started Wicked Technologies and how you made your company. A quick overview. Yeah.
So, Wicked Technology came into being because we, the founders, are facing this issue. So, at one point, when we were working earlier, we wanted to learn the sport of golf. So we did what everyone else does. We found a coach through reference, did a little background check, and then started taking the lessons.
Okay.
Very soon we realized that we were facing some huge barriers when in this journey of learning a new sport and going about playing. These barriers were, first, the availability of coach was limited. And when he was available, sometimes we were not available as we were working professionals. Second, the quality and compatibility of the coach was sometimes an issue. I wanted to do something and the issues, like understanding maybe was not there. The facility was quite far from my place, so I had to spend a lot of money in travel and a lot of time in traffic. And finally, this whole thing, the equipment, the facility, the coaching fees and everything was costing me a lot of money. So I took a step back, and what we both saw, that other people, even whatever sport they were playing, they faced the same barriers. Even the coaches face some barriers around these issues. So that is when we thought that we can solve this issue with the Wicked Tech. At Wicked, we create tech products which massively enhance athlete training and performance.
Muscle gain?
Athlete training and performance.
Muscle gain, athlete training and performance.
No, not muscle gain.
No muscle gain.
Just sports training and performance.
Training. Okay.
So with this, we have a flagship product ready. It's a combination of hardware and software. We have named it Motion Link. So hardware are small array-size sensors, which are placed on the user's body over the clothes as per the sport that they're playing.
So maybe like this mic.
Yes, correct. Maybe smaller than this, lighter than this. Maybe on the wrist, collar, collar or the wrist or something, and on the cricket bat or the club. Anything. So those places will vary according to the sport. So these sensors capture the users as well as the bat or club or racket kinetic motion. This data is then sent to the cloud using our mobile app, where our machine learning engine kicks in. It identifies the user's style, strengths, and weaknesses, and helps curate a customized training schedule based on the user's characteristics.
So basically, a trainer or a coach on a mobile app, and the app, the coach or the trainer observe your body motions or the way how you move. Based on that, they collect the data and they guide. Is it?
Yes. Okay. Just how a coach would visually coach you. So we are providing an AI coach to you, sports coach.
Okay. Based on your movements, it collects the data.
Yes.
Okay. I have a very, very quick question. Since it's a wearable and it's a device which collects data of your motions, how different it is from an Apple Watch? Because Apple Watch is also a device. It's on my body. It collects data, it detects my motion, and it is integrated with the cloud. There is a mobile or a fitness app. So how is it different from Apple Watch?
Yes, so Apple Watch is actually a very advanced machine. It does a lot of technical, it has a lot of features which we don't require from our sensors. And because we don't need them, we can make the sensors much lighter, much more cost effective, so that a lot of people can afford it. And the technology is something that, it's different from Apple. The functionality is different. Apple Watch can do the same things, but it can do many more things. And like I said, we might need 3 or 4 sensors on a human body. So a person cannot do that with one single Apple Watch.
Okay. So you're saying multiple body parts depend on the sport.
Yes. So let's say if our beachhead market is golf.
Sorry?
Our beachhead market.
Okay, golf.
Golf.
Okay.
Yeah. So golf is the starting point that we are getting into the segment. So for golf, we have identified like you put one on the wrist, one on the golf club, one on the collar, and one on the shoulders. So we don't need one on the chest.
On the shoulders. Okay. I understand the body. Why do we need it on the golf club?
So in golf, there are 3 tracking which are important for an athlete or anybody to do. First is the body tracking, that their body motions are all correct.
Swing. Yeah.
Second is the club tracking. You know that the club is moving in the swing path correct. It is striking the ball well. It is hitting the ball square and those things. And finally is the ball tracking, to see how the ball travels after you hit. So what we are giving, we are giving two of these features, which is body tracking and glove tracking, which is most important for the beginners, amateur, the mid-level athletes. That is who we are targeting.
Okay, this is for golf, right?
Yes. So starting with golf and post golf, we are looking more at individual games like tennis, boxing. Maybe we can do with batting as well.
Cricket.
Yes.
Okay, let's take cricket because that's very common and
Yes.
many can relate. So even for cricket, do we need a sensor on the bat?
No, it's not on the bat as such, but we can wrap it around the handle or top of the handle at some place, or maybe at the behind of the bat. It doesn't need to be on the main front
Yeah,
surface.
understood. Yeah, of course, because it will definitely get damaged by the ball. So even the back side of the bat, won't it increase the weight, or is it a very minimal chip?
It's a very small. The size of the sensor is each sensor is around 2 centimeter cross 4 centimeter in length and breadth, and 1.5 to 2 centimeter in height, and it is less than 10 grams each sensor.
Okay.
So it's very light. So in a cricket bat, people won't even feel that it is there.
Okay. So we need to paste it, and how do we connect through Wi-Fi, integrate everything?
So it
Wi-Fi?
once you can stick it to your bat using the special adhesive tape that we give, which is very strong, doesn't hold, and it doesn't leave a mark on the bat as well. So once that is connected, it connects to the internet to our server using a phone's hotspot. We have a mobile application, and using the phone's hotspot, the internet connection, we start transfer the data.
Okay, interesting. So what changes have it brought? This device, any use case? Yeah.
Yes. So there are 2 or 3. We have like a pool of 25 test users and more than 12 coaches we have been testing with. So there are quite a few use cases. For the coaches side, their advantage is that the coaches can enhance the quality of coaching that they impart right now. The time to discovery of their students, strengths and weaknesses reduce much more, and now the athletes can get playing faster. So less time on the theory and more on the field and playing more. So this enables the athlete. Our product also enables the coaches to train more than one student at a time, hence increasing their revenue.
Okay.
And with our product, you can also say that they require less number of coaches to train a certain set of students, hence decreasing their cost as well.
You are saying on top of this platform for professional athletes, still a coach is monitoring all these
So we have two
activities?
versions of our product. We have a B2B segment and a B2C.
Okay.
So B2B is something that we offer to academies and coaches.
Okay.
So because they require a lot of data which they cannot see by naked eye. And there are products out there, but they are quite expensive. So economically, the product doesn't make sense for them. Whereas our product is much more competitively priced, affordable to everybody. So they can get a lot of data with this in B2B.
Okay.
For B2C, the segment are offering and features are different.
Got it. You said affordable. What price bracket does
So,
it?
let's say if we are in golf, and the most popular product in golf is TrackMan Golf, and its price is around $25,000.
Okay. 25,000 US dollars.
Yes. So and there are other knockoffs, but they're also in tens of thousands of dollars. Quite expensive. Our product is very handy. It's light. We don't give all those features. We give around 60-75% of the features that they give. But our hardware set is priced at $50.
$50 per sensor.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
So
that's quite affordable.
Yes.
Even for rupee, in Indian rupees, it's roughly around 4,000
rupees, correct. So the thing is, the target audience that we look for is like, let's say in golf, if I am zero total beginner and Tiger Woods is 10. So our target audience is 0 to 8.5, the beginners and amateurs. And for them, affordability is much more important, as well as the use case. Like you are asking use cases, like in the world, there are more than 2 billion people who actively play sports, whereas there are only 95,000 certified coaches across the globe, across all sports.
For 2 billion, only 95
certified coaches.
Okay. Across all sports?
Across all sports.
Really?
Yes.
Even cricket coaches in India?
This is research done by PwC and International Coaches Federation.
Just 95 or?
Just 95,000.
95,000. Okay.
Yes. So the thing is, in India, what we did was, like, there are a lot of people, students who want to pursue a sport, but they don't get the good coach. So what they do is they have to shift cities and towns. And parents also have to do that because their kids are small. So with our product, we are enabling the athlete and the coach to do remote training, whereas a student could be in Guwahati and a coach could be in Bangalore or Delhi, and they can do real time training without any delays or everything,
So by
without
the
traveling.
way, during the practice session or when they train, let's say if someone trains on cricket, kid trains on badminton, during the training period, do the coach have to be live connected to the student, or they collect the data and weekly once do they do a session?
They collect the data and the coach can see it whenever he feels like it.
Okay.
It could be live. He could monitor it live. He could watch it 1 hour after session ends, or he could watch it at the end of the week. The data is stored and can be retrieved anytime, for as many times for performance analysis, reviewing, and other things.
Interesting. So, aren't can't coaches use the same function with Apple Watch? Is it only the cost is the barrier, or is there any other convenience your product is offering than Apple?
The Apple Watch, what does it use? It is only one Apple Watch, and it can collect a limited number of data only, because it is on your wrist, right? So it can only capture the data around the wrist.
Okay.
And then when you talk about the end point of a golf club or the stick that you hit with, or how your shoulders are moving, it only does it just extrapolates the data.
Okay.
So the preciseness, correctness generally get lost. And when you're really trying to do something very specific, you need specific tools to do that. So the coaches don't really use that, because it doesn't give you the correct idea. It can give you the speed and the swing, but it doesn't give you data like what the club head is doing at the point of contact with the ball, because for that you need a sensor on the club.
Okay, got it. So apart from golf and cricket, how about track and field? Okay, let's just take tracks. Sprinter,
Yes.
because for sprinters, a lot of things plays a key role, even for 9+ level athletes out of 10, because the arm throw, the start, their head posture or shoulder, everything matters. So, are you focusing on track athletes as
Yes,
well?
so our priority is to individual sports, because those sports, the training requires much more attention, much more rigorous activities. So yes, track and field is something that definitely we have our eyes on in the future. It can, so the important thing in track and field event is your body mechanics, and that is what we are doing.
Yeah.
So definitely we can enter into track and field events like discus throw, javelin throw, sprinting, and others are long jump, high jump.
Okay, this is out of curiosity, because I'm also a business person, but I'm also a journalist. You started with golf. Golf is a very expensive sport, right? So people with a lot of wealth, or people have a lot of revenue, or who can afford this kind of device to improvise technical solutions, they choose golf. And track and field, even cricket is considered not an affordable sport in India right now. Everyone is a street cricketer, but to do professionally, it's not affordable. So, but track and field, it's the quite opposite. For a beginner to start a career in track and field, they need to start at the age of 12, 13, they start their career. And is that the reason we are not doing enough innovation around this sport? I'm talking about in general, I'm not talking exclusively about wicket technologies point of view. Since you're from sports technology, I want to take your perspective as well. On contrary, in countries like US, Japan, or UK, United Kingdom, they spend a lot of investment in track and field as well, apart from just the national sport or the commercial sports. So how do you see that? Are we not focusing much on track and field because it's a layman's sport? Is it like that?
No, it's not like that. So that is the reason, like I said, our product is very competitively priced.
Exactly.
So the thing is, the cost of these sensors is something that the technology the price can be brought down and become more affordable once we are having more volumes. Otherwise, even $50, and we have a monthly subscription also, like $10 per month subscription. So that is about $120, $170, $200 per month first year's expense, which is not very affordable by the Indian masses if we talk about. So we need to reach a point where we have so much volume in production and our technology improves that we can make the costing much lower, which can then trickle down to more affordable population. So the reason why we start with golf is threefold. First, like you just said, the affordability of the audience, the paying capacity is not an issue. So with us, we can have a product launch. We can make margins which can help us grow. So it's good starting point. Second, golf has the biggest, highest adoption rate for tech such as this. So almost 75% people will try out, refer a friend, and speak about it to their circle in golf. So again, a good point for starting out. And finally, golf is a game of big muscle motion. The audience that we are going for, beginners and amateurs, the motion, the thing to be monitored are big muscle motions, big motions. So it is easier for a tech to prove itself and then move on to other sports. So track and field is something that is highly technical. And for that, you need to have very, like it's not golf is technical, but track and field has got much more details like how are you breathing, how is your muscle recovering, and how big are your strides, and all those things. So like I said, every sport needs a different approach, but technicality varies, and the pricing of the product you offer is there. So we don't want that we start creating a product, but nobody in the market buys. That's a big issue. You can create a highly technical product, but it's no use if people can't afford it and buy it. So yes, like I said, we want to go more into individual sports, because people, even if you said that track and field events are not so expensive. To start, the entry barrier in playing those is less. You are right. You can find a good field, start running around, practicing. But once you start going to competitive levels, you need proper like training, you need nutrition, you need coaching, and you need to be prepared for the environment that you're going to be competing. You can't practice for a Olympic level ground. You can't prepare for it on a grass field that you're in. So the facilities, the equipment, again, you need shoes, you need nutrition. All these things do amount a lot of money. So at certain level, all sports training become very expensive because of the barriers that I mentioned, the coaching. So with our tech, we are going to break all those barriers. We have a plan that you can just club our sensor set with VR, and with the VR being in India, you can play anywhere in India. We put on a VR and I can play on a golf course in UK. My friend from Australia with our same setup can join from Australia, and maybe we can get on-spot coaching from a coach in US. So,
is that an offering part of your?
Yeah, that is what we're going to build. It is something that is in the next stage. Current stage is what you're working on. Next stage is something we're going to club it with VR. So we are creating a full VR sports universe where you can kick in, play on any course in the world, have a realistic experience. Your friend from other part of the world can join. So creating that universe, making everything more close and democratizing sports coaching.
The reason I asked regarding track and field, right? Because we seriously need such technological developments in for a country like India, especially on track and field, in order to be the world leader, because we are almost 1/4 population of the world, but still our records on track and field is very, very limited compared to even smaller nation than us, like in terms of size and population. I think what lags is just the technology, on the technological front. Because I'm from Kendra Vidyalaya, so I've grew up in KV and I've graduated from KV. I was Kendra Vidyalaya. I've represented national level sport and won national gold medal in multiple events in my school days. So personally, I love sport, and I've seen all kinds of sport because I've been part of contact sports and track and field. So I'm always curious on sports. For a particular student, even the KVS, the Kendra Vidyalaya Sangathan, spend close to 50,000 rupees every year. For someone, everyone average regarding the levels they take, the competition to, the kit they provide. So I was shocked because that's the first time I received a kit, like a track pants, jerkins, layers of inner layers and guards and shoes. And if you play a specific sport, you get spikes, also a running shoe. So you get two kinds of shoes. So all these are provided by the government institution, right? So why don't this is my recommendation, target or make a pact or make a deal with this government institution like Navodaya Vidyalaya, Kendra Vidyalaya, or Delhi public school, because they also compete in the national level sport and they have a yearly budget for it.
Yes.
So why don't you offer them so that they can also track athletes, their performance, because these students or these kids might end up playing for nationals.
That is very true, and that is something that we like. This is a part of how our product is not only going like. So this is a very big topic actually to discuss.
Yeah.
I had 2-3 points. I've been discussing this with a lot of sports governing bodies as well.
STAT, Sports Authority.
Like I'll give an example with golf. We have a verbal agreement with Indian Golf Union that we'll get a place to demo and sell our products at all the championships under their banner. So how it benefits them is not only benefits us, we get a target audience right there. How it benefits them, the Indian Golf Union, is that with our product, we are skilling people much faster. More people are going to be more confident of their skills, and then hence they will take part in more championships. So a sport grows when more people take part in the competitive events.
Yeah.
Not recreationally. Recreation is good, but actually it should translate to competitive.
Yes.
Like should be having more matches, more events, and such things. So that will only happen when people are skilled enough. This is one aspect. So this is where technology coming into play. Second aspect is that once the athletes are skilled and they're competing with other athletes, they also need to be able to earn a living through that. So a lot of problem is in India now. It is changing because of IPL. We saw a big change in cricket. Cricketers' life have become easier. They can earn and still play.
When pro kabaddi is changing a lot of
exactly. So such major events come into sports and they happen. So which is lacking in other sports right now. We can say track and field and martial arts and other events are still lacking in such exposure where we see so many cases of boxers and Indian medal winners at various events. They are not doing very well financially.
Yes, true that. So this is just a general topic. Again, it's not related to your technology in specific.
But no, we can cater to that. So that is why. So these are two pillars which is going to take the sport up. One is they earn and second is they compete. So we are here, as a private organization, what we can do is we can help them with the skill up faster and get competing. The next segment has to be done through the supporting government organizations or bodies to make sure that something happens, that these people can focus on playing and they can manage their financials well as well.
Okay, this is my perspective, what I've observed over the years. So when I see the West or the foreign country, the first world countries who are major players in the war, if you see any Olympics, Winter Olympics, Summer Olympics, if you see any Olympics, the top 10 nations would be the first world countries who participate actively in the war. I think their motivation or ambition still that's a war for them. They're competing against each other. That's the reason why Russia was very desperate in winning multiple Olympic medals or world championship medals, even through doping, because they have been banned due to doping. It's a nation completely banned, right? It's not a athlete. It's a complete nation.
Yeah, the full team.
Exactly, yeah. So my perspective is they are still thinking that it's a war for them. Sports is a very serious business. I think they have a budget, like a defense budget. Defense budget also includes sports budget. Yes, because that's how they invest a lot.
Yes,
but for a country like India, sports is still an entertainment. It's quite casual. It's relaxed, except if India is playing against Pakistan.
I guess no, I don't feel the feeling of Indian athletes is any different from any of the Western athletes when they're on the field.
No, definitely. I'm not talking about I'm talking about
the organizations, the support system.
Organizations' motivation. How do they see the competition?
So this is true. At the highest level of competing of these levels like Olympics and other such events, at such events, technology does play a major role in how athlete is trained and how their performance is out there. Unfortunately, India does not not have a lot of sports tech. US especially has a lot of technology. Even China is using now. They have a lot of technology at their disposal. They use it in their training. They improve everything. Like, in cricket, how it's done. How a bowler is suddenly, he's bowling 125 kilometer per hour ball, and then he goes into training at NCA in Bangalore, and then suddenly comes out, he's bowling 135, 140 kilometer per hour. So this is all through technology. They monitor their motion, what they're doing, how can they make it. So this is all technology play which the athletes and the coaches use in to get a better understanding of the mechanics and how to improve. So in India, in the past few years, like sports tech is a new market, new segment globally, even in India, and it is growing now. I have been in touch with few startups in this segment who are doing something similar with hardware and software combination, but it's a nascent stage. Everybody is in early stage, but in the coming few years, what you say is going to change. We are going to see a lot of tech integration at various levels of sports event and training.
So my objective is it start from school. Schools have to adapt.
It is going to start from school
because they are already adapting, because they have a budget. Every government public funded school or even private funded school have a annual sports budget, right? Because for training their students to compete against state level, national level championship, because that's also now a serious reputation for schools. So now there is a budget expanding in this area. So I'm very, very curious to see your products.
So yes, you're right. School, This is a new, like I said, this is a new and emerging market. And the situation, the market is settling down, evolving. And like I said, it's new, but definitely some business models are going to come into existence, which are going to tackle this. So we're going to see new innovation in sports tech training, and we're going to see new innovations in the business model. Like I said, a business model for catering at school level is going to be different when you cater to professional level or even different, let's say club sport, club athlete level. So yes, business models are going to come into existence, which are going to do what you are saying right now.
Okay, interesting. So since I'm very, very curious and I'm a passionate person related to sports, so I had a lot of questions. So now let's go a little bit back. So before starting Wicked Technologies, like what exactly were your motivation? Like were you ever always wanted to do something in sports tech or just tech in general? Like what is your motivation to start Wicked Technologies?
So I've since childhood, I've been very fascinated with technology and innovation, and I've been making various innovative models since school at CBSE levels and everything. So I've always wanted to do something, create some technical product which helps millions of people, makes them their task easier. I've always wanted to be in tech. Sports tech just happened because I saw this is a segment which is lacking currently, because you see everything else, finance, education, health, or even entertainment, everything has so much tech into it now. Everything is fingertips. But sports, we still go with a conventional way. You have to go to the facility where the coach is. 20, 30 years back, we were going about it the same way. And today, largely also, we are going about the same way. So there's no innovation because there's no tech in it. So this segment is changing now. And I see this is a market which really needs something like this. And I saw it as a good opportunity to solve a good problem. And because we were also facing the same problem. So we are building for ourselves as well as people like us.
Interesting. So how do you see this AI pin, Human.ai? They also launched its upcoming California-based tech company. Their ex-Apple employees are making a device which they put it on the body, which calculates similar motions, but that's for lifestyle. On general lifestyle. It's not specific for any sport. It's for lifestyle. It's like a replacement for smartphone. That's what their ambition, because it does not have a display. That's an issue. But I'm saying there is a tech wearables. Tech wearables have, in the year 2015 or 2016, I never thought I would have a tech wearable, because according to me, tech wearable is a risk, because it's an electronic. I don't want a device to be on my body all the time. But now I'm wearing one because of the time changed, because it's now mandatory. It helps in many ways. It helps me, it asks me to stand up on a set of duration. It reminds me to do a quick workout in middle of my long I don't recognize or realize that I'm sitting for long hours. So it reminds me such basic things, and have some basic heart rate, heart monitor, or when I'm doing workout, it can calculate calories. So maybe I can improve my workout schedules based on this data. So it is now become a part of life. But 5 years back, I never wanted a wearable on my body. So how do you see this change? Because wearable in general, like as a lifestyle device, it has transformed, and it is transforming. So your opinion on
that is true. So little background, one step behind. So right now, software has developed very fast. It is miles ahead, whereas the hardware development has not happened that fast. Hardware, in a sense, if you see comparative functionality wise, hardware is still lacking. But now we are seeing a massive development in hardware side as well, and that is resulting more in the new segments, like I said, wearable tech. So wearable tech, like I said, there are certain limitations. So there cannot be one hardware which universally can do anything that you want to do. So there are going to be various hardwares for various purposes. For lifestyle is going to be different. For, like I said, jogging and aerobic exercise is going to be different, and sports is going to be different. So yes, this is going to change very fast. Like I said, there are massive developments being done in hardware, making the size smaller, making the cost come down, making its efficiency higher. So these things are going to improve, and we are going to see much more integration of tech in our daily lives going forward. In simple tasks where today you cannot imagine I might have tech, tomorrow you might have tech in this. So it's going to improve tech, as times are evolving, we are having a better understanding of various segments. It's going to improve.
But okay, again, my concern is still, but so far I have not faced it. Heating issues of devices common across anything which has a battery may result in, or a chip or a wire may result in a heating issue. So this heating issue, isn't it a concern of in your products?
Yes, heating issues and these circuit or electronic malfunctions, or you can call them under bigger umbrella, happens generally when you are seeing a new sort of innovation or new product which has been tested with a very small pool of users. The conditions are different. Like you can say, when EV segment was starting, there were a lot of electric battery fires. And then new hardwares might have a heat up issue. But these issues are removed or ironed out as the tech or the product matures. Like you won't see any fires in a plane, heating in a plane.
Exactly.
Because it has evolved over so many years of research, development, and all those things. Like it is with anything that new comes is bound to have certain issues, and people businesses or venture startups need to be careful how they introduce their product to a user. They need to set the expectations right, and over the years it's going to improve, and these issues are going to be not there anymore.
Okay, what safety measures is your products or your company go through before launching the product?
We first of all, it's a given that we rigorously test our system not only in the lab but in the practical environment. We test it, so our battery life and testing, we keep all the sensors, we monitor. Everything is monitored under various circumstances. So there is 0% chance of us missing anything. And because we work on small voltages, we don't use high electricity which are in EV or anything. So the chances of these mishaps happening is also very little. Like you see, in 2000, let's say 5, mobile phones were heating up a lot and the screens were heating up. But now that is rarely an issue with phones.
It has a reduced to an extent.
So our systems use less than 25% of power used by mobile phones. So there's hardly any issue of heating with our system, but we have taken checks and put some precautions such as heat dispensers and systems which is going to make the heat go away from the body from the sensors over time.
So do you require only CPU or even GPU? What kind of tech is involved in this?
So our
device?
tech basically has 3 segments. First is the data collection, where we are using hardware. Hardware
is a motion sensors.
It's
sensors.
Inertial IM. We call them IMU, inertial measurement units. So they generally give, let's say, if I put one on the wrist, so they'll give me data about the wrist at various points. What is the change in acceleration, change in displacement time? We can calculate. They gave us a lot of raw data. We have to convert and process and convert those raw files into meaningful data according to the sport that we're going for. So we have various mathematical models. So we use GPUs. Yes, we have basically a microprocessor. GPU, we are not putting it because it just increases size. Most of its processing is done on the cloud, where we can do all the power at full operation.
Okay, since you are using cloud, so in order to run this tool to make use of it,
Yes.
there is a monthly subscription. We have to pay through app.
Yes. So in our mobile application, once you buy the hardware at flat $50, then you start. There are some freemium versions of it where you get certain basics, but when you really want to get those AI feedbacks and everything,
Got it.
it's about
Advanced coaching,
Yeah, so
advanced training.
there are various modules, big and small. People can subscribe according to the requirements.
Interesting. So you already said the future is related to wearable tech on VR, AR, virtual reality, right?
Yes.
So that's what you're working on. But my question is, virtual reality wearable glasses, it is not a hit, because even the Oculus, the latest on the advanced one, which is owned by Meta, it's not there, because it's very painful to wear. It generates a lot of sweat around the eyes, and it definitely affects the eye over, or your retina over the long usage. So I don't see that. I don't see virtual reality glasses any meaningful.
Yes, it's not going to be completely VR as you see today. The form factor, like I said, it's restricted by the hardware right now.
Yeah.
The VR experience is restricted by that.
Yeah, heavy. Yeah.
So it's going to change. It's not going to be the same form factor. It can be a mix of AR, VR. There are a lot of startups working in this segment who have made good development, but they haven't come out public with what they're working on. So this experience is going to change. Like I said, that's the next step. Right now, we are anyways offering a feature where you can train from a coach remotely from anywhere. It's just that when you are visually engaged as well, the experience becomes much better. And there are various simulators. So this VR constant thing is not limited to glasses, but can be applied various simulators as well. So there are already golf simulators which you know about. So that can be added to our thing, and then our system is very modular. So those things can be added and then further expanded. So VR is something, like I said, things are going to improve. Hardware is like I said, developing fast. So the form factor is going to change. You remember those Google AR glasses?
Exactly. Yeah.
So something similar form factor is taking shape right now as we talk in VR as well.
Okay, so you're hoping to have the advanced one, or are you planning to adapt towards the older generation or existing generation of wearables? Yeah,
it's not going to be, it's not like that. It's not like we are going to come up with this such advanced system in one day. It's going to be a step-by-step process. So
as the industry evolves, you evolve, you adapt. Okay, got it.
People are going to get used to it over time.
Okay, so since we are talking about technology, the kind of technology evolved or used in traditional sports, which includes even golf, which includes any physical sport, versus esports or mobile gaming or cloud gaming or cloud console gaming. It's in last 20 years. Let's take last 2 decades. The kind of transition what happened in the last 2 or 3 centuries is nowhere close to what the amount of developments happened in esport in the last 2 decades is huge.
Yes.
Right? So what's your thought?
Again, because esports does not have any hardware component.
Yeah.
So esports generally works like you have a software which is in the background. It does your screen capture. Be it a first-person shooting game, or it be a game like simple as snooker you're playing. It records everything and tells you what was the best thing you could have done and what you did wrong and how to change that. So it's all software play. So like I said, software has advanced much ahead of hardware right now, and hence esports has so much development. Whereas physical offline sports, you need so how is the software going to get all the data which you're doing in physical sports? How is it going to know if you're running at X miles, X kilometer per hour speed? So you need something to get that data of the software. That is where hardware is coming into play now.
So you are in the process of evolving physical sports.
Yes, correct.
So your devices, even Apple Watches or any wearable tech, which can calculate
Yes,
emotion
so
sense.
our product is actually possible due to recent technological developments. We have a good tech moat around our product. It's not easy to replicate our product.
You said moat, right?
Yes.
Understood. So what kind of, how is this a moat? Because even if I have a device which can capture motion sensing, motion sensor is a competitor, right? In a way. So how is this a moat?
So first is there are a few companies which do the motion capture devices right now.
Okay.
They are very expensive. One sensor starts at around 2.5 to 3 lakhs each sensor, and you need to have those like those ball checking tests they do in cricket. They put a suit and so many sensors. That tech is there, which is very expensive. Thus you need the green room setup and everything. It is very expensive. How do you make that technology affordable to everybody? So that is what you're doing. So coming back to the point, this tech is it does exist, but it's very expensive. And other sensors which do, they are maybe, let's say if you want to create an animated movie, you will buy those, but they're again very expensive and tens of lakhs of rupees. So to bring that to a specific application in a specific sports, what you want to do, because we want data which is comprehensible to humans, so a layman can use. We don't want to go around creating new headings. So we want to get those data in the headings that already exist. Like if a runner is there, we want to show his speed, his stride, and his other things, mechanics and everything. So specially created hardware for specific activities is the way to go forward.
Interesting. In any notable personalities or your brand sports ambassadors who have tried this and their performance, have they noticed any remarkable performance changes, any stories around them?
Yes, so we have with us Mr. Vijay Devecha, who is a premium golf coach in the nation. He is the coach of top seeded golfers like Anirban Lahiri, Chikrangappa, and a few others. So he is nationally, internationally recognized. He's been with us since ideation stage. Apart from him, we have other coaches on board and more than 25 users with whom we are testing. So one advantage was that there's a family which had shifted from Guwahati to Ahmedabad because his coaching facility was there. So the kid was there, the parents also had to shift, leaving all their work behind, shifting to new city, creating more challenges in their life. So with our product, they can do remote training now. They don't need to shift to Ahmedabad, every second month or something. So they go this kid goes to the academy near the place, and our coach is in Ahmedabad. He hits shot in this facility. He sees the data, gives them tips and exercise routine and everything. The monitoring is there. Second biggest thing we did was, there's an amateur golfer I was testing a product with. So his issue was regression. So when he goes to a coach, each coaching session is very expensive, by the way. You should know that a good coach will take you and charge generally 3,500
per session.
Per session.
Okay.
And each session is around 35 to 45 minutes. So these are very expensive. So this student used to go do was like maybe once or twice a week he used to go with a coach. They use very expensive products. They correct all the issues that were with him. But there's a problem of regression. If I'll give an example in cricket. If I'm hitting a cover drive and there's a gap this big between my leg and bat, I will go to a coach. The coach will correct that. That you don't need to have that space. The ball will go into defenses. But regression is something that you go back to your the stance that you're used to, maybe 0.1 centimeter every shot you play. So today I come back with a coach with the issue corrected, but I do practice on my own. It's so small, the regression, that with naked eye you cannot see. By the 5th day you see that you're back in your stance, you go to the coach, and then you have to repeat the same exercises maybe 3 or 5 times.
Okay, so how do you fix it?
With our thing, because it's a computer product, you can not only monitor everything very detailed, but you can monitor many things. You can monitor 20 things. With humans you might miss a few things, you might forget, but with this you can monitor everything. The moment you make a 0.1 difference even from the thing that you're supposed to do, you get a prompt that you made this error in your swing or in your motion. You need to correct that, and you are getting you mindful again, and then you start doing, because sports motion is nothing but muscle memory at the end of the day. You hit correct shots 1,000 times, you get that muscle memory into you.
Okay, so while I'm performing a wrong shot, so how do I know?
Right, as soon as you finish a shot, you get the feedback on the shot.
On the mobile app?
Yes, you can either plug it with a Bluetooth earphone.
It will voice
text to
instruct you.
Yes.
Instruct you saying your shot is deviated, or your this angle deviated. get back to
Yes,
stance.
correct.
Okay, sports. We spoke a lot about sports tech and Indian sports in general, and your business journey. Is there any specific sport related information like you would like to share related to your business journey overall business journey?
Yes. So people generally say that sports, especially golf and these at competitive level, only people who can afford this, go like especially you said golf. But it is true when you talk about a lot of recreationally when people play. But we found that once we check the competitive side of all the sports, majority of the athletes come from middle class, lower middle class, around that segment.
Yes.
So, but they require the same expenses, the things required by other, recreational players as well. So the challenge of cost is there in every sport at every level.
Yes.
So we need to make tech which is which is priced as per the Indian market. When we go global, the pricing can vary, but for India to tech to be affordable and to be used by people, it needs to not only offer value, it also needs to be affordable for people at every level.
Got it. So again, is this the reason why countries like Australia is doing remarkable across many sport? Because they have been early adapters of tech in their sport. So because they have
Yes.
a huge sports management team who have a lot of data running through data. Every ball to ball, there is a guy running with the data. So do they have they? That's the reason they have been ahead of sports.
Yes, and the reason is also that they've been using tech for a long time now. So once you use something, you get better understanding of it. Like our product, you can monitor 10 things about a person, but you need to be sure what do you want to focus on. And then so you focus tech on that and then you improve that. So the thing is, having tech is a great thing, but being able to use that tech effectively is also something that is very important. So it could be coaches or the clubs, or if they are not using the tool properly, then they won't see the result. So the knowledge and the theoretics also need to be there, which again, we are also one side of our thing, where if a layman or a new person uses it, they will not know what to do with the data and statistics provided. So we have a basic theoretic level for beginners and amateurs that tells them the ABCs about how to go. We don't keep our approach very textbook. It is customized to every person.
Interesting. So how do you see, of course, wearable tech is evolving rapidly. In the last decade alone, wearable tech have evolved rapidly. So, but the hardware, so technically we are equipped. But how about the hardware, especially post-COVID? There is a surge in hardware cost and demand for hardware. So how do you cope up with this, and how do you see India to adapt to wearable tech or any tech devices in general?
This was a major barrier on the business side once we were going about our product development. And in this stage, almost 99% of the startups in India and globally are facing the same technical challenges that is common, that I just shared with you. It is about like hardware limitations. If you want to do something, but the hardware just won't do because it doesn't have the capability. Second thing is the sourcing and the manufacturing. So we also face these issues and we worked our way through them. We have a very good manufacturing setup in India, Bangalore itself.
Oh, you are.
We don't manufacture, but we have found partners who manufacture. We found a way to manufacture our chips.
So but it's the product end-to-end developed in India?
Yes, we are developing it. Yes, everything. We are from PCB designing to PCB manufacturing to assembly and everything. We are making ourselves. Yeah, of course, the small ICs like resistors and those things might be made anywhere in the world.
Imported from Taiwan, China?
Yeah, generally, yes. So, but we get them through our Indian distribution partners. So they can source it from Taiwan, from China, from US, anywhere.
Okay.
But everything apart from those small ICs is made in India. We design the hardware, we print it, we make it, assemble it. Do the casings, everything is made by us in our labs.
Okay. Since we are discussing on a hardware part of things, and you are making a product, a hardware device for large consumers, how do you see India's future in terms of manufacturing related to tech? Because China was the leader in that segment. For even now, they are the leaders in that segment for the last 3 decades or 4 decades in terms of hardware development, and that have led the ways to make their in-house brands or in-house companies. India now, focus is shifting to India. Like Apple is trying to have already set up in India, and they have started manufacturing iPhones from India.
Yes.
How do you see this development? Will India be able to replicate or resonate what China have done in the last 2 decades? Yeah.
Yes, actually, manufacturing is coming to India now, and capability-wise, India is quite capable of having manufacturing at the scale of China. So technology is coming, but manufacturing in tech is coming. It's going to come in the first. First, it's going to come to segments which are in most popular, like Boat is making manufacturing in India now. So in the audio entertainment is going to come.
They have beaten Apple or any other. They are number one sellers of.
And then you said Apple started making again watches and everything. So the popular tech and products will be manufacturing first, and then it's going to trickle down to other segments. The advantage is going to be there. It's going to be a step by step, but manufacturing definitely going to be there in India, be it silicon or semiconductors. We are going to see this manufacturing in India. Vedanta is setting up a silicon semiconductor manufacturing in India. So it's going to be there.
Interesting. So we can see a lot of developments in the coming years in terms of tech hardware. So a lot of in-house brands like, but even the Boat is an Indian company, but most of their hardware comes from outside India. Like
they've started a manufacturing plant in India as well now.
So even they're trying to do at least 70% make in India. Okay.
Like Moza Bear at one time was the biggest CD DVD distributor in the world. It was Indian. So manufacturing is there once you get the ecosystem, and the current government is also supporting this development and bringing manufacturing to India. So not only the entrepreneurs are there in this space, even the government organizations
is also pushing, because that's what Make in India.
Yes. The ecosystem is developing very well.
Interesting. So now the tech is in everywhere. Like tech is a wearable, tech is of course on smartphone, tech is part of our job. Now the workhorse is the laptop. Everyone is a mandatory, like it's like a textbook or a pen and paper. Yeah, definitely the laptop have transformed. Tech in sport. In which area do you think tech is required? Because we are using it for work, daily work. We're using it for transportation. We are using it for which area in India, especially, do you think tech needs to be involved? Yeah,
tech needs to evolve in sports definitely.
Definitely, apart from sport,
in every other thing, tech is making our lives easier. It is making us lazy. Being on screen too much, be entertainment, always watching the movie. Earlier, people used to go outside, get some fresh air, walk also when they wanted to go to bank. Now everything on the fingertips. Traveling wise, they don't need to work a lot. They just everything is easy on the booking. Sports is something that is very very beneficial to everybody. It improves their physical fitness, has their mental fitness as well. But that is something which people are not going. So with tech, the things are going to get much easier. As sports is something we need to bring more people in playing. It's going to be much better for everybody. Their physical health, their mental health, and the economy as well. Because active people who are more happy, they are more productive. And sport is generally a way to get that. And then sports is also where a lot of innovation, different sort of people come together, physically come together, they talk, some ideas come. So it's also a new breeding ground for innovation in various segments. And so many people come together thinking about such a thing.
So sport is somewhere, there's an area where tech needs evolve.
Yes. A lot of other industries which need attention are already evolving. Tech is evolving at a very fast pace. Be it finance, be it healthcare, be it education. So sports does not have that as of now. So yes, sports needs good attention from the tech segment.
Yeah, even my previous guest was from agricultural industry, so he's making tech tools for agriculture. So he is definitely making a lot of innovation in agriculture. So definitely tech has been used in India for agriculture, but in a very very small scale. More affordable it becomes.
The lot of I know many startups are into agri tech, but the issue is again the costing is quite high. There's a belt of financially well farmers in India, but then there's a
segment
equally large. There's equally large segment which is not a very well flourishing segment financially in the farmer segment. So the product currently, because I say tech cannot be so affordable immediately right off the bat. It is expensive from a standard, from a certain standard, and then needs to be less so that people can afford it more, farmers can afford it more.
Okay, so what factor does Indian government or India in general have to do in order to bring the cost of the tech down?
Raw material sourcing is the most important.
Importing, is it expensive?
Because yes, you want to import, let's say, just giving an example, if you want to import, let's say, $20 IC or a chip, you will get it, there will be a lot of taxes, and then import duty, customs, and all those things might be the excise duty. But if it is already made in India and easily available, the cost is going to be low for the seller also, for the buyer also, and more people can use it. The more people use it, the more innovation will be there. Like how we saw with Android, how Android developed open source, people all over the world chipped in.
Okay, since you're from this industry and you're making tech, again I ask you this question: is there an alternate hardware like IC chip, silicon chips? Is it available in Indian market? Is it easy to acquire?
They are not made in India.
Okay. They are like resellers.
Yes, resellers. Most are resellers, and you get. So the thing is, originals, let's say a Raspberry Pi or some Arduino is expensive, but everybody knows, the people who are in the market, there are copies of it.
From first copy from China?
Yeah, tech, yes. All of them are China knockoffs. You get duplicate hardwares from China only.
So we are just importing duplicate hardwares from China.
Yes, correct.
And making tech around
Yes, this is not every tech.
Every industry is going through the same thing.
Development stage, all the ICs majorly are.
Even
Taiwan, like not China only, but outside India.
Taiwan, Indonesia.
US also.
Okay. So how about even boat? We were just talking about boat.
Yes.
Even boat is outsourcing all this things from outside India.
Yes. Okay. So this is because the facilities for manufacturing are not there. As more facilities comes, then more variety of products can be created within India at very basic level. Like semiconductor is very important, but we all know that it is major. 75% semiconductors made in Taiwan.
Yeah.
So that is, of course, that's just an international challenge. But then other things like ICs, various ICs like microprocessors, microcontrollers, they can be made in India as well. This thing where locally sourced thing comes up, if it becomes possible, the cost of tech is going to very less than.
So how do you see Ola's making semiconductor in India? Like the
batteries they're making, yes.
Yeah, even Ola's trying to make semiconductors.
That is a very good move. I think Ola, being a large player with the money they have, like we all know, they have raised quite well, and then they can do projects which are at that scale as well.
Yeah.
So it is very good being a front runner. They're doing something innovative and setting up it's always very difficult to start something like a manufacturing plant. It requires a lot of capital, a lot of effort, and a lot of risk also. So it is good that somebody is taking that. It's going to be a big push. That is why they're called market leaders at this stage.
Okay.
They're doing things which others won't.
Great. So I think we had a wonderful discussion related to tech and sport, and especially sports in general, and also tech in general, wearable tech and hardware. So it was quite interesting. With that, maybe we come to the end of the podcast. I want your opinion to my audience, your closing thoughts. Yeah.
So, like I can talk about this industry, sports tech itself, that I'm there.
Yeah.
Sports tech industry is a new emerging industry. Currently, it is rapidly growing. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry. And you do get some more chance to definitely try out a tech product. Don't think that it can't help me, I'll just go to my coach. Try it out. It might definitely be beneficial to you.
So it will definitely, it's a tool to enhance individual's performance.
Yes. So nothing can be spoon fed to you. You have to make an effort on your end in understanding the data and practicing something.
People who watch this video, can they place an order on your website? Like, how do they buy this device?
So we have a website where they can get in touch with us. We are in beta phase. We are open beta. So we are not selling commercially as of now, but they can get in touch with us. They can get a hands on our product for beta phase.
So is there a way to try them out?
Yes, we have a product ready in the market. We're testing.
Okay.
And once they get in touch with us, we can get the sensors.
So in order to get this product, they need to make a call or land to their website.
Yeah, on our website they can get in touch with us. We have our contact form. We have a number also, email also.
So that's how it is done. So, but it's not available on Amazon or.
No. Like I said, we are in open beta stages. We need certain certificates to get it to the market.
Okay.
We are currently raising around to take our product to the market.
Yeah, because recently I've also done with a lot of sports influencers who have a national or who represented India, boxers. Even tomorrow, like I said, I'm meeting one of the athlete. He's an influencer who's a fitness athlete. Probably a lot of sports people might be watching this video.
Yes.
For that, I just wanted to get your opinion. How, in case if they want to try this out.
Yes, come to our website www.wickedtech.in where we have our product specifications, a product demo where the actual product is being shown to you, how it is used. And then below that, there's a contact us segment. You can contact us if you are really interested in our product or try it out. Contact us, we'll reach back to you with our product.
Okay. As a closing discussion, I just want to close with this discussion. I'm very curious because I was talking about fitness. So how do you see a weight loss journey or a fitness journey of an individual? Because they are spending a lot in terms of protein, in terms of each protein cost like what, 2,000, 3,000 they buy every 2 months, and they give gym memberships. A decent gym ranges between 4,000 to 6,000 per month. So the fitness cost, people are spending enough for a fitness cost. So how do you cater to those audience? Because that's a huge market altogether, like a fitness market.
Fitness market is a very, you might think it's a very easy market. It's a very difficult market. Because in fitness, it's not only about exercise you do, it is also about your body metabolism and how you eat food.
Yeah.
So to cater to everything is sort of difficult right now. It is mostly self guiding principle. You see what works for you, see what doesn't work for you. The AI segment can be very helpful in this. If AI can get to know your fitness journey, what you're eating, how much you're eating, what time you're eating, how much are you resting. Keep a check on your body metabolism, your pulse, your heart while you work out, and what you work out, your motion. Then AI is going to be a very good tool. Again, hardware is going to come into play. Hardware is getting that data to AI. AI is taking big stride. It can really be beneficial to people again. Like there are a lot of startups in this segment. To name, I'm not going to name right now, but there are quite a few startups in this. Which have been very helpful to the people. They have a mobile app for weight loss or fitness journey.
Yes. Yeah, there are a lot of already there are a lot of tech involved in it, but I don't see a fitness
it's not as
exclusive device and app based service.
Because there's a limitation, right? Unless until you put a pin in your body, how are you going to know your fat percentage and all those things? So doing that non-intrusively is a challenge with the tech. The limitation of tech is there right now. The software cannot get the data that you are doing everything. Either you feed it yourself manually, which becomes cumbersome. People stop after a certain time. So there's no way to automatically get that data.
True. Yeah. Okay. Maybe with that, I would like to come to the end of our podcast.
Great.
It was really interesting. Yeah. Thank you for participating in it in a very sportive way and talking a lot about sport and about sports in general and tech in general. Yeah, it was very fruitful.
Thank you, Saravana. Thank you for having me over. It was a great experience talking to you about it.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.